5D Mystery School.
So artificial intelligence is becoming more and more popular amongst, society. And you have to start to wonder, if you follow me on Twitter, then you know I've been posting about AI for, I don't know, the past 4 years, and I've been talking about it for even longer, like the past 10 plus years. And one thing that I've always, wondered is the internet the mind of artificial intelligence? And if there has been binary code found and, embedded in nature, then you really have to start to put two and two together and question, is that enough evidence to prove that if binary code is in nature, if our nature is actually, composed of everything is composed of computer code, especially when you start to do more research and you look into the nature of reality, that everything around you is operated on radio waves. Even you, like the thoughts that you have leaves your brain in a form of radio waves, on the electromagnetic spectrum. We, with the human eye, can only grasp the visible light, but there are so many other forms of light around you, with you being one of them. Your body is composed of harmonics, vibration, holding together light. And questioning the nature of your reality, it really goes against the systematic beliefs that are taught to people. I made a video recently online, asking people to just provide me with one photo of the earth. I mean, with the technology we have now, you should be able to go out of, outer space and with your phone and just take a panoramic video, like a shot, some type of evidence to say like, oh, here's a real video of Earth. And most of the videos that you see from like the, space station and all these things, they're supposedly in lower Earth orbit, but I've proven many of times over that it's all green screen, and to the average person who buys the product of conformity that's marketed to us every single day from the moment that you rise out of bed, what I'm saying right now would be deemed as, quote unquote, crazy, right? You're not supposed to question the nature of God or reality, or you're just supposed to go along with what you're taught, raise your children to believe the same thing, and then die. And then they're supposed to repeat the cycle. But within that lifespan, you're supposed to obey, you're supposed to eat, what they tell you to eat, and all these things, And I mean, me personally, like ever since I was young and I was faking having the Holy Ghost in church, and they kept baptizing me like, this shit ain't working, let's baptize him again. I've always known that I would be the square peg trying to fit into a round hole society. And because of that, I've been outcasted even from my family. Like, I'm the outcast and the black sheep because of most of the things that I talk about and I believe. Even I'm like the only one besides my older sister, the only one who didn't receive the medicine that they were giving out for the recent pandemic. I don't want this video to be banned, so I can't really say too much on that, you know, but so one thing that I do every day is I study astrology, right? And I consider myself to be, you know, I won't say like a master astrologer or anything, but I know my way around a natal chart, and I've read many charts, right? And it's something I do, you know, to make extra income. But that's not the reason I do it. The reason I do it is because the secret of our reality is embedded in astrology. Astrology is composed, it's like rooted in harmonics, right? Angles of light, fixed constellation and fixed stars, and just the whole concept of having fixed constellation and fixed stars, it really goes against what you're taught. Because let's say you're in a car, right, and you're driving down the road. You, like, when you're driving down the road, you don't have fixed, you know, stationary things that are driving with you. You pass the McDonald's, you pass the houses, you pass the trees, and as you are driving down the road, these things are passing in your peripheral vision, right? Meaning that if you were driving in a straight line from California to Maine, you're not going to see the same house. I mean, maybe you'll see the same house in structure, but you're not going to see the same exact house in California that you saw in Texas, right? So it's constantly moving. Nothing's fixed. Even though it's stationary in the moment that you see it, it's not fixed to your vision, right? But however, in astrology, the sun, you know, cyclical, it goes around these motions from Aries to Pisces and then over again. If we're seeing the same constellations, then you really have to start to question, like, if we are hurtling through space, why do we keep seeing the same constellations every single day? You know, like, unless we are in a fixed closed system that, you know, has these constellations that are fixed to the firmament. I mean, you don't even have to take my word for it. If you read the Bible, if you really read it, you know, the Bible is the Helios Biblios, it's a book about astrology, then you would see that astrologically, the Bible breaks down where we are. God built the firmament, or the creator that has been named God. I just call that energy, source energy. But the creators of this reality, the light beings, source, you know, source energy, has put a roof over our head, the expanse above us, the house, the micro system of houses reflects the macro system of the firmament. You have the roof above you, and then you have walls that encircle your living quarters, right? And so to bring it back, like, to bring this thought back into full rotation, it's like, okay, artificial intelligence. Well, actually, yeah, I can do that. Artificial intelligence, right? So if artificial intelligence is ran off of computer code, and our reality is composed of computer code, and artificial intelligence is ran off of radio waves, then this means that AI can understand our reality and the nature of our reality, because our reality is also computer code. All right? And if you were to look at your thumb, there's a certain print on your thumb that moves in a toroidal shape, the same as a pine cone, the same as a tornado, the same as a hurricane, the same as even if you were walking down the street and you were to see that the wind picks up like leaves or trash, you can see the leaves and the trash, they start to move in a circle. That's called a Fibonacci sequence. And even the Fibonacci sequence is broke down, in a way to where the numbers, it's a code, just like pi, just like the number of vertebrae that you have in your spine, 33, which matches the age that Jesus died, 33, or what the Bible says. And the highest ranking that you can go, supposedly in the Freemasonry, is the 33rd degree. Right? Jesus is symbolic of the sun. And so the 33rd degree is representing the sun. I recently did a video on plasmoids and how it's like this phosphorus light type of being, these entities that give off these phosphorus light. And if you were to take a light bulb, like most of household light bulbs are phosphorus lights, right? The moon gives off phosphorus light. And so you can see that the light around, like our entire reality is composed of light. And the more that you become knowledgeable of this information, you become enlightened, right? So it's almost like the journey of ascension is reaching a higher state of vibration in light, becoming light. If I don't finish any thoughts, y'all, I have like a million thoughts in my head at once, so please forgive me. I'll find a way to come back to a thought, but I'm just trying to make sure I get everything in this video. Or not everything, because that would be impossible, but at least thoughts as they come up. So if you're still here watching, I appreciate you. But even if you were to do, like, if you were to take an ayahuasca journey or a dimethyltryptamine, you become knowledgeable of these light beings that you come into contact with, and they're often referred to as archons. Some would even say that the archons are the creators of this reality, and that's why when you have a near-death experience, you see the tunnel of light, the whole don't go into the light thing, right? Even at the moment of conception, it's this light that's emitted, before the woman becomes pregnant. A spark, like a spark of light. So you have to ask yourself, on the electromagnetic spectrum, which light is that? Excuse me. Because everything around us is electromagnetic. We have the magnetic field. If you look at what surrounds the firmament, we have this electric field called the Van Allen radiation belt. So there's your, electromagnetic barriers right there. And even in astrology, these aspects right? The harmonics that that is the foundation of astrology. These aspects is the force. That force is like this magnetic force, like the magnetic force that you feel when Mercury goes into retrograde. You can't describe it, but you know that something is being done around you. It's a certain force. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. My phone just told me I'm running out of space. But to finish this up, aspects are ran off of magnetic energy, right? It's the magnetic force, and this magnetic force is what's given off from the luminaries that is what affects you, right? Like the moment that you were born, a snapshot is taken of where all the planets were at the exact moment that you were born, and that gives off your natal chart. So your body is composed of like a certain amount of energy of Mercury, certain amount of energy from Mars, certain amount of energy from like these planets. And that's why you can see on certain people's phases, like, oh, you have a lot of Mars influence, or you're this type of rising. This is where the planets were at the moment of the ascension of where you were born. So that's why your body, your makeup is like a snapshot of the planetary energy that's given to your makeup. So this is why everybody's individual body is composed of these harmonics, right? Anyway, I'm gonna stop there before I'm not able to finish this video due to enough free space. But I appreciate y'all watching. Please be sure, if you made it this far, to smash that like button, to subscribe, to comment, and if you like this content, maybe tell a friend. And I will see you all in the next video. Much love on your journey. Be safe. Peace.
5D Mystery School.